Well, today I am going to talk about the three basic principles which governs the sports training process. They are specificity, overload, and reversibility. Specificity means the type of quality which you want to develop. You should specifically focus on movements and actions connected with a particular specific need for the athlete. Overload means after a period of training for 15 days or 1 month, depends on the type of movements, cyclic or weight training or whatever the type of movements, we will increase the quantity of work that we call it as load, so that body brings in adaptations to the higher levels of load. And over a period of time we continue, and we call it as a staircase phenomenon. You raise it, then stabilize it, raise it, stabilize it. Like this how performance is getting developed. This is about the overload principle. And the third one is reversibility. Reversibility means over a period of training, you take rest. Certain amount of period, the performance remains. The rest is more than what is prescribed. Again, the performance declines and it comes back to the original level. So this is called reversibility. The manipulation of these three factors in a systematic way, specific to the requirements, specific to the individual, specific to the type of competition, type of event which you are doing, we will get the performance. So systematic and scientific approach is required. Now let us focus on specificity. For example, if hypothetically we are training a sprinter, the quality required for a sprinter is stride length and stride frequency, or we call it as cadence. So stride length and stride frequency gives you a capacity to cover the distance, either 100 or 200 meters or 400 meters in the quickest possible time. So under stride length, we have so many parameters, physical parameters like height of the lower limbs, the type of running, and your range of movements of your joints, and your power to drive from the ground. All these things contribute to the stride length. And cadence is the number of contacts which you can make to the ground within the framework of 0.5 seconds or 1 second. So this is called cadence. For example, number of contacts. This is connected with your reaction time. This is connected with your movement time. This is connected with more of neural and muscular contractile capabilities. So we have types of muscle fibers in individuals which contract faster. There are certain types of fibers which contract for a sustained longer duration of time. So this is about the specific. For example, you have to develop the drive of an athlete, drive of a sprinter, which he makes it in the contact with the ground and drives. So the drive requires power as well as force application. So it's equally an opposite. You apply downward and backward force, you project yourself forward and upward. So you have to apply it in a rhythmic way. So sometimes you may have a bilateral left and right range of movement with the ankle or with the hip. Maybe there's slight variations, or in the shoulders there may be little variations. So you have to specifically identify the case, specifically you design exercises so that the fault is corrected. Like for example, if it is a short putter, for example, he may require the initial thrust is there and initial movement is good, but he is not able to convert that movement speed into the throwing distance. So sometimes because he is hesitating at the point of landing with his right leg. So this we have to increase the specific capacity of reactions, capabilities of quickening his landing, and so that so this is a vital point as far as shot put is concerned. So specific need of the athlete should be identified. Success of a coach requires his capacity to identify the specific need of the athlete, specific to the season. So that's about specificity. And the second one is overload. Suppose if it is a weight training process, for strength training process, or we take 1 RM. 1 RM means 1 repetition maximum. For example, biceps curls, or a triceps curls for a shot putter are very important. You know that's for the arms. So 1 RM is 1 repetition maximum. So for example, you have to design a repetition set, number of repetitions, and a set in between the rest, what type of rest you are taking, and how you are working on it, what is the total load which you are taking in a particular session. This is connected with the total load taken in a weight training session. So there are types of training involved in it. Sometimes we may have to train involving isometric process, sometimes we may have to train using isotonic or isokinetic. So there are different types of weight training processes there. So overload means the quantum of training done over a period of time is maintained for 10 days or 15 days. Your interaction with a particular athlete over a period of time, you will know, is adaptation time. After 10 days, some athlete says, the load is very lesser, I feel very easy to go on, sir. Because his growth and development process is very fast and he is capable of handling it quicker and easier. So now we'll have to raise the load, again go for 10 or 15 days, then again raise it. So this is the process of overloading. If it is sprinting, for example, interval running, the intensity means the speed in which he is training over a period of time. Speed, it involves speed, it involves the rest in between, what type of action he is taking, is he jogging back, is he walking back, or lying down and taking rest. So all these things should be manipulated in such a way the load which he takes is periodically increased and well recorded so that performance can be increased. The third one is about the reversibility. Reversibility means training over a period of time of 3 months or 6 months, and then you go for a long rest. Whatever the training effects developed in the body gets de-adapted back. So this is about, but you need to take rest to a reasonable time to maintain your performance or increase your performance, because the training load is a breaking down process. A lot of tissues will get damaged and a lot of nutrition is required. So you need rest, you need good sleep. Sometimes you need certain treatments involving cold water therapy or hot water therapy to recover back. All these are required, but the rest is too much, more than which is required. Your quality which you have developed over a period of time will deteriorate, which will diminish, and you will not have the effect of your training maintained in the body. So this is a process called reversibility. So the entire sports training process across the globe, across all the events, rests upon these 3 principles. Apart from so many other psychological factors, so many other nutritional factors is there, but training based on this is better. For mostly my videos are directed towards my students. I believe I made it very simple and understandable. Thank you.